not necessarily the ownership or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. I'm murderous. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout moun haïtien, komo ye. God save the Queen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the local Catholic Church community. I welcome everybody who can hear my voice. And I wish to proclaim that Jehovah God, the God of the holy people of holy Israel, is a wonderful God. On my mind today, my mind has taken me to the nation's second city, Freeport, Grand Bahama, where the Tribune story clearly announced that a Negro talk show host was murdered. He was the first murdered victim for the New Year's here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm very concerned over murder in general, but my attention is drawn to this specific murder because the Tribune has revealed that this is a talk show house. You, I'm certain, will recall that on the 2nd of December 2017, a Negro terrorist bombed my car at my office home, and to date, the authorities have not solved my case. So I'm concerned about those things. I shall address my mind to it. Then I shall look at how the United Nations and CARICOM are out to destroy the Bahamas socially. You no doubt will recall that a woman from the United Nations wants rape in our marriage. And then, of course, CARICOM is here to discuss the legalization of marijuana. And I got to tell you something, I'm 61. Therefore, I know most of the young people in my age group, and those who are a little younger, and those who are a little older. And let me tell you, in the 70s and the 80s, these Negroes love their little dope. I always was concerned about them. They love their little grass. They love their little coke. See, I'm 61, and I know. I've lived in Black Village and in the Bainstong and Grandstong community all my life. But I shall fight them to prevent them from putting rape in marriage. And I shall fight this generation of leaders who smoke all that dope when they was young. And they should now reject marijuana. I want them to stop it, okay? Mama say if you smoke cigarette, you may catch cancer. And by grab, I say, if you continue to smoke marijuana, you too can catch cancer. So we're going to look at it. They're trying to destroy the Bahamas, and the Christian Council stands there pussyfooting. We can talk all kind of talk, all right? No marijuana, no cocaine, and there'll be no rape in marriage. This is Rodney Monker, and I have my sword in my hand. I'll be right back. after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and I welcome everyone who has joined me and is now about to join me here on Freedom March. Let me now read a little scripture from the Roman Catholic Church Eucharist, celebrating the Eucharist. So just bear with me, because if I personally never needed the Lord before, I sure do, because God has been good to me, and I'm here in 2018, notwithstanding that a bad man firebombed my Jeep on 2nd of December. So let me give God thanks, because it is good to give the Lord thanks. So bear with me, my people. Bear with me. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done wondrous deeds. His right hand has won victory for him, his holy arm. Let the sea and what fills it resound, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands, the mountains shout with them for joy before the Lord. The Lord comes. He comes to rule the earth. He will rule the world with justice and the people with equity. Isn't it a powerful scripture that Jehovah has come, and he comes to rule the earth? He will rule the world with justice and the people with equity. Well, praise the Lord. Folks, today I was taken aback when I read today's Tribune. And as you are aware, today is Thursday, the 4th of January, 2018. So I shall go and look for the Tribune, because I am concerned over the fact that a mother, a Negro mother, is on the front page weeping over the death of her husband. And as I read the article, I became even more concerned over this particular murder, not because I'm not concerned about all murders. I am concerned about all murders, and I have a clear position on murders, that murder is wrong. Murder is a sin, and God never intended man to commit murder. And I believe that those who will commit murder should be hanged in accordance with the law. That is my belief. So I will show you the Tribune. So those of you who may not have seen it, you will now go and get today's Tribune. Thursday, 4th of January, 2018. This is a murder which took place on the island of Grand Bahama. And as you are aware, Freeport is the Bahamas' second city. And Grand Bahama, like every other part of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, is extremely important. And for the purpose of introducing politics, Grand Bahama is more particularly important to the Free National Movement, because they were successful in the 2017 general election in capturing every seat. And therefore, Grand Bahama ought to be given special attention. And in this particular instance, I'm going to look at this murder. The wife, Euleen Augustine, the wife of Joel Augustine, who was killed in Grand Bahama on Monday night, looks through a photo album of the family in which her husband is there. And she asks the question, why kill my Joel? Why kill my Joel? So let's look at this widow who is mourning the loss of a chief breadwinner in the family, Joel Augustine. And I'm going to read the Tribune article because I know that many of my people sometimes do not get this kind of news. And I believe it is important for you to be aware of what is taking place in the Bahamas. You have to be concerned about it. So I'm going to read it to you. And this article is written by a Negro journalist by the name of Denise Maycock. It goes like this. Spare with me for a second, because I'm 60. Where this story has disappeared. I thought it was on the front page. Bear with me for a second. Yes, they've moved it to the second page. Why kill my Joel? Euleen Augustine is devastated over the shooting death of her husband and wants to know why anyone would want to kill the father of her 3 children days after he celebrated his 40th birthday. Joel Augustine, a 40-year-old electrician, was shot dead outside the family's residence on Gladstone Terrace on New Year's Day. His murder in Grand Bahama was the country's first homicide for 2018. Police have no leads and are investigating the matter. Mrs. Augustine described her husband of 10 years as a hard-working and caring person. She was at the Junkanoo Parade when she received a frantic call from her daughter telling her to come home. When my daughter called, she told me to hurry, come home. And I was like, what happened? So I dropped everything and locked the barber shop, she said. Mrs. Augustine said when she arrived in the area, police had blocked off the road and she could not get through. I asked them what happened. They said that someone got shot and that they could not let me through because it was a criminal investigation, she recalled. Mrs. Augustine's brother told her the tragic news. I saw my brother and he told me that Joel just got shot and I broke down. Her husband was a self-employed electrician for many years on Grand Bahama. Augustine was also the owner of Arcade Barbershop in downtown Freeport. He also acted as a talk show host of a radio program which aired every Saturday night on Love 97. I want to repeat that again. Augustine was also the owner of the Arcade Barbershop in downtown Freeport. He also acted as a talk show host of a radio program which aired every Saturday night on Love 97. Mrs. Augustine said her husband was a good father. The couple had an 8-year-old son together, and Augustine was the stepfather to his wife's 2 children. They are taking it very hard, she said. Joel was a hard worker and loved his family and his son. He was always smiling and cracking jokes. And he cared for people and would give you his last. And he will give his last to anyone. This is a shock to the family, said Mrs. Augustine, adding her husband just celebrated his 40th birthday. It's the first killing on the island of Grand Bahama. We are told by the Tribune that he was self-employed. He was an electrician. He also had his own barber shop. And then we know that he was a talk show host. I'm suspicious, but I shall make no conclusion until the people of Freeport, I'm going to welcome you at a point to call me and tell me what kind of talk show host was Joel Augustine. Tout le monde haïtien. Sayoud Tande, yon garçon, qui relè Joel Augustine, li mouri, Lindy Pasea, map kone, nom Augustine, c'est haïtien. Ma besmen nou, pou mande police la, pou investigate, ampil, paske map kone, ampil, yo pa cheke pou peb mwen yo. Pardon moi pou di sa, but même les moi parler, ma parler c'est vrai. Les moi parler, ma parler c'est vrai. So that is on my mind. It's on my mind. It is my hope that we can determine what happened to this young man, because the country is changing. Here, I am evidence that as a talk show host, a Negro male bombed my vehicle. To date, the authorities have not arrested one Negro, even though there are thousands of Negroes living here in the Bahamas. But please pray for me, and it is my hope and prayer that the media would recognize the danger of people bombing talk show hosts, because I could see things. I see things, and I see an evil spirit. And if that evil spirit is not turned back, it means others in the media will suffer the same consequences. And then we will see how much y'all could laugh. But I'm concerned over Joel Augustine. So we here at Freedom March, we extend our deepest sympathies and condolences to Mrs. Augustine and members of the family. Just thought I'll tell you that. Well, folks, the next thing that is on my mind is the fact that there appears to be an international conspiracy. I believe it's the devil. See, it's only my belief. Please don't do me nothing for boldly expressing my belief. I believe that there is an international force of evil which is designed to bring the Bahamas morally and spiritually and Christianly to its knees. I believe it. We've seen it. We saw last year that the Attorney General Carl Bettel informed us that a woman who came to the Bahamas from the United Nations met with him. You heard what Carl Bettel say? I know Carl Bettel a long time. And Carl Bettel may have many, many sins. But there is one sin that I know that Carl does not have, and that's lying. Carl does not have a lying tongue, but he has some sins. Earlier today, as I reflected, I started to count some of Carl's sins. And then I stopped, because among those sins was not lie. So I just dropped the rest of the sins. Carl has told us that the woman came from the UN and never discussed with him rape in holy marriage. Never. That's what Carl told us. Now, a flame has been caught. We have Sandra Dane Patterson. And I've asked these people here who work in this studio to find Sandra's picture, because I'm going to show you how Sandra is privileged, how Sandra got everything free. I'm going to show you how Sandra privilege costs a man to be returned to government high. And because he was given an opportunity, he emerged in this country as a great lawyer, a great jurist, a great judge, a great Chief Justice, and now the President of the Court of Appeal. I'm going to show you how Sandra Dane was a spoiled brat. I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to show you that Sandra is a privileged person. And when it comes to Sandra Dane Patterson and a couple other Negro people, if the PLP is in power, their gravy is covered. And when the F&M comes to power, the F&M give them more gravy, more privilege. You hear me? I'm going to show it to you. And that is what is good about me being 61. I'm 61. They ain't too much older than me. I was younger. I used to see them. And then, of course, I remember. And then I know how to do investigation. So I'm going to show you what is taking place in this country. Because they want to call married man rapists, and they want to put drugs on the young people. And I'm opposed to it. I don't care who in CARICOM say to legalize marijuana. I'm opposed to it. Because who now can be responsible for the cultivation and the management and the selling of these drugs? Y'all think I'm stupid, eh? Y'all gonna cost me to go back to the 1984 Commission of Inquiry, and I can read it out and embarrass some of y'all. All right? All them years y'all smoked dope, y'all still want smoke dope? Come on. They remind me of Brother Jerry. Brother Jerry was smoking grass when we were in junior high school. By the time we got to high school, Jerry continued to smoke grass. When we got to senior school, Jerry wouldn't stop smoking grass. Today, Jerry is like I don't want to say it, but it's on my mind. And I say no to rape in marriage and tell CARICOM, licky do mama. I'll be right back. This bunch of grass head in this country.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. And of course, you can join me on ILTV channel 224, Flow TV 112, and you can go to the ILTV Studios Facebook page where we are streaming live. I welcome each and every one of you to Freedom March. I thank you for joining me. At this point, before I continue over how the devil is leading an invasion against the Bahamas, against married man right to have and to hold his wife, and the fact that they are now about to turn us into a dope nation. So it's only my views, you know. Don't mind I'm a revolutionary. I have some conservative views. But before I return, let me just make a shout out. Today and yesterday, I had to go to the road traffic department. I ran into a number of charming government employees, and I was shocked when I walked in and they saw me. And every woman who saw me stood up and they declare that they are one of the woman them. And I said to them, woman, do you accept me as your leader? And they say to me that they have accepted me as their leader. And I said to them, woman, if you accept me as your leader, are you willing to submit to the man in your life? And each woman told me that they have submitted. And I said to them, I now hereby call upon you to reject gender equality. And I was shocked. The first woman who rejected it, I asked her what was her education. She said she has a BA. I said, you can't possibly have a BA and reject gender equality. She said, listen, I'm a Christian. I'm not listening to them. And I said, woman, behold your leader. And I began to frop, hug, and kiss the woman there. So God is good that finally there is real gender equality, because I'm the first man to lead a woman organization. Where the man them are in charge. But I particularly met a charming lady by the name of Beverly Robinson. And she took good care of me. She made sure that the government didn't rob me. She made sure that I pay the just fees. And I want to salute her for taking good care of me. And then, of course, I want to salute a Negro man who resides or works at Smith Point, Grand Bahama. His name is Bert Wilson. Bert, I met your daughters. They were here in Nassau last year. Listen, they're charming daughters. And each of your daughters declared that they were one of the woman them, and they accepted my leadership. And they asked me to give you a shout out. But you know, I'm getting old now. I'd forgotten. But praise the Lord, I run into your good friend, Philip Brown. You know Philip Brown. Philip reminded me, and he said, Monica, I'm listening today. You must give Bert Wilson a shout out. Bert, I give you a shout out. And listen, I got an uncle living down there, Sidney Cox. If you see my uncle, give him a salute for me. And then, of course, yesterday I was informed of the passing of the matriarch of the Miller's family, a wonderful woman that I met. And it was amazing when I met her. Her name is Mrs. Jocelyn Florine Miller. I met her last year, and she declared that she was one of the woman them. I looked at that elderly lady, a Christian mother and grandmother and perhaps great-grandmother, who declared she was one of the woman them, and she accepted my leadership. I was so flattered that I was accepted. And so yesterday, 86-year-old Jocelyn Florine Miller, she was on her way to visit a friend, and she told the children them, listen, I'm feeling tired. I want to go back home. They took her home. She laid off in the bed. And then, of course, when they went to take tea, they discovered that in a twinkling of an eye, 86-year-old Mrs. Jocelyn Florine Miller, she was formerly a Roberts, passed away just like that. A wonderful matriarch. And had she not passed away, she and her husband, Bishop Levon Kelson Miller, they to date are celebrating their 73rd wedding anniversary when she passed. And next week would have been her birthday, and it would have been their 74th wedding anniversary. But the New Year's brings us a lot of surprises. She was here for the first part of the New Year, and she just slipped away. I've met her husband. He's one of the man them, a wonderful elderly citizen. So I use this opportunity to nationally proclaim the virtue of Mrs. Joycelyn Florine Miller. And I salute her wonderful husband, Bishop Levon Kelson Miller. And they got plenty of children. Listen, they got plenty of children. I don't want to say the number because I don't want to get it wrong. I think it is at least no less than 14 children. I think I have it right. They have plenty of children. All adults, everyone doing wonderful things in the society. And they have some wonderful grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And among the grandchildren is Levon Miller III, a wonderful woman. I'm so happy that I met her, not on one occasion, but on a number of occasions. So, to the family them, please have our deepest, deepest sympathy. What a wonderful woman, living just off Minnie Street in what might be, because these boundaries are constantly being cut, it's either Angliston and or where is Romney constituency, Marathon. It's one of them because, you know, they cut the boundary. Anyway, folks, I've done my shout out, but praise the Lord, my spiritual advisor, he's here. Spiritual advisor, I met a man by the name of Philip Brown.
Philip Brown.
And he's asked me to salute you. And all day, men
Philip
and women
Brown
have been asking me to salute you.
Really?
I've had 2 senior women came to see me. It's just amazing that the senior women find me so attractive. One was like about 83 and the other one was 86. And they have declared that they are one of the women them. And the 83-year-old woman, I think she was concerned over this attempt at rape in marriage. I told her, hold on, we're going to mobilize, we're going to turn them back, because they're trying to figure out what this is these young people are trying to do. But spiritual advisor, praise the Lord, you are here. Welcome to Freedom.
Thank you, Mr. Manka. It's always a pleasure.
Before I go into my topic, how are you doing in 2018? Is the F&M treating you well?
Yes, the F&M is treating me well.
And
well, you know, New Year's just started.
Right.
We all have a lot of hopes and dreams for 2018.
Yes.
And then a lot of us would have made some commitment. I think they call them New Year's resolution.
You're doing New Year's resolution now,
well,
my spiritual
where
advisor.
you say to yourself, there were some things that you did in 2017. You'd like to change those things because
what did you do with the F&M in 2017 that you would like to do different in 2018?
What do you mean by what I did with the F&M? There's never a dull moment, you know, Mr. Manka. There's never a dull moment. Listen, what I would do in 2018, I get a lot of criticism from people who follow you on either Facebook or
Just the F&M?
No, I'm just talking about people in general, and they think there are times when I may be a bit too biased.
Okay.
Right? So I think I'd like to change that.
This is powerful.
And call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade. Do you know a spade if you were to see it?
Of course, yeah.
This is powerful, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you want to be honest and truthful.
Do you understand what they mean by that?
Of course, I understand what they mean by that.
Please tell me.
I think there are times when you bring up certain issues, right? And you may be hitting the nail on the head by disseminating certain information that I may not be privy to. What I need to do now is just go back and do my research before I comment, because some people say that there are times when I make comments on certain things, I don't have the correct information, and I tend to lean to one side more than just leaning towards the side of the truth. And as far as I'm concerned, as a biblical scholar and someone who's a Christian, you must always speak truth.
Not only, my spiritual advisor, you must speak truth. You must speak truth to power.
Yes, I understand that.
Look at power and tell power. In 2018, I shall speak truth to you. Go ahead, tell them.
I will speak truth, Mr. Moncur.
To power. Tell power.
Truth to power, yes.
And you tell power, don't touch his contract. Because I've already asked Philip Brave Davis that when he returns to power, I want my spiritual advisor. How much juicy contract you want when Philip Brave Davis come to power? Don't be ashamed. Say it. Yeah. Go ahead. Say it.
Listen.
My spiritual advisors say it.
I don't want more than one or two contracts. Let me tell you why.
Only one or two you want?
Let me tell you why.
Man, there's going to be
there are people
contracts.
but there are people out there who need contracts as well.
Okay.
Why would I be greedy and want 3 contracts? And here it is. I have a brother or a sister doesn't have any. That's not Christian.
Okay.
All right.
How many contracts you want? Tell Philip Brave Davis. Look at it. Look at the camera. Tell Mr. Davis.
Two contracts will be sufficient.
Contracts? Yeah. Philip Brave Davis.
Man, why you do this to me, man?
I'm doing what to you?
Why you do that, man?
I'm looking out for you. You're a good man. Philip Brave Davis. Listen, my spiritual advisor need 2 big, fat, juicy PLP contract when you all return to power. So said my spiritual advisor. So done.
Yeah. But 2018, we're hoping that things do change. There are some challenges. The country does have challenges. There are a lot of issues going on. There are a lot of debates that's going on, Mr. Moncur. I don't know if you...
You must smoke dope now.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, if you're going to try get yourself into that.
I'm getting into it.
It seems as if we're being distracted by raping marriage and smoking marijuana.
And smoking dope.
And there's so many other things that needs to be done. I know Freeport's supposed to be number 1 on the F&M plate.
This is
to stimulate the economy.
You was listening to me. You was listening to the show.
No, I was talking to my daughter, actually. That's why I'm late.
Okay.
I had a nice little father-to-daughter chat.
This is powerful.
And thinking about what's going on in Freeport, as a matter of fact, I saw a couple cars that has Freeport Grand Bahama on them here in New Providence. So I'm assuming that people are moving from the city of Freeport to New Providence in order to
make a living.
Yeah, find jobs. I saw one car in particular from Bimini. I was doing some work for the government down on Marshall Road in South Beach, doing some cleanup.
You still doing little things for the government?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Are they paying you?
Oh, they're paying me on time.
Seriously, my spiritual advisor?
They're paying. Listen, my hat's off to Shannon Don Cartwright.
Shannon
Don Cartwright.
He's making sure that you get paid.
He's doing an excellent job.
Hold on a second then, because there is
Just give me a second.
Hold on a second.
Just give me a second.
There is a man who speaks Haitian Creole, and I want to tell him what to do. Frère moi, Sayutande, spiritual advisor D. Shannon Don Cartwright, pay ampil, bon, comme ça.
Yeah.
So, vendredi, ma besoin nous pour aller pour joindre Shannon Don Cartwright. Because Shannon Don Cartwright say bon garçon. Okay, my spiritual advisor, what else is F&M doing for you?
Well, Mr. Moncur, I also had a very interesting talk with my member of parliament for Southern Shores.
Who's that?
Frankie Campbell.
Is he coming clean in 2018?
Well, Frankie's always been clean, you know.
Is he confessing?
And I
that
thank
his
him.
citizenship, according to Hubert Alexander Ingram, the former prime minister. Mr. Ingram, you hold on a second, my spiritual
I am so sorry I
Papa
did that.
Says,
this 2018, Mr.
yes,
Moncur.
and 2018.
We buried that in 2017.
No, it's not been buried.
This is a new year. Let's move forward. Let's move forward, man.
Hold on a second. In 1974, when the late Sinclair Outen, who was then the parliamentary representative for St. Barnabas, discovered that he was not born here, and Penling conducted a forensic investigation. Penling said to him, resign now, and in the morning, you will be a Bahamian. Penling like white magic. And he became a Bahamian citizen, and he ran. Ministers should do the same thing to Frankie Campbell. Say to Frankie, listen, resign. Because I prepare to call Hubert Alexander Ingram to testify. Because Papa told me that Frankie affidavits, boom. That's what Papa told me. And no matter what y'all think, Hubert Alexander Ingram will not lie. Papa told me the last time I had breakfast with Papa, just before Papa went away and returned on the 22nd of December, 2017. Okay? Now, what is Frankie going to do in 2018?
Well, Mr. Campbell, Frankie Campbell, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, is doing some things in Southern Shores. We're doing a lot of cleanup. And, you know, he's congratulated me personally. He says that he's heard good reports about me in Southern Shores, that I'm doing a great job with keeping Marshall Road, for the most part, you know, in order. I think he's doing a good job as an MP. Of course, the people of Southern Shores do have one or two concerns, but I'm sure
what concerns do they have?
Well, there's a particular portion of Marshall Road that doesn't have proper lighting in the night, and as a result of that, people find it convenient to do dumping. So Frankie Campbell says that he's going to look into that and make sure that area is lit properly, and we have some signs erected to, you know, avoid the dumping or discourage the dumping. But we must give our hats off to Frankie Campbell for doing an excellent job in Southern Shores. We must do that, Mr. Munker. He's doing a great job, and we must commend him for that.
Listen, I know he's doing a good job. My only concern is he's not a citizen. You see?
Has the court decided that as yet?
Listen.
Remember now, has the court decided that?
Hold on a second. The court does not determine citizenship, you know.
The court will decide whether or not...
Hold on a second. You taking him to court?
Are you?
Me? You see what they do to me? I'm scared now to carry people to court.
But we're hoping the best for 2018. Can we move on?
No, we can't move on.
Why are we beating this dead horse?
This is not a dead horse. This has to do with sovereignty. This has to do with national security.
Lord, why do they mention
this has to do with the fact that there sits in the Parliament of the Bahamas a member of Parliament who cannot prove his citizenship. And Carl Bettel, the Attorney General, is wasting time trying to find a rapist in man Maritz. Serious man them. Anyway, go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
But listen, Mr. Monica, we're hoping for the best in 2018. The Bahamas, the country has a lot of things to fix. And for the most part, the entire population of the Bahamas is dependent on the Free National Movement, who is now governing this country, to do the things that is best for the country.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, from
the
what
FNM
what I understand now,
some people coming here talking about dope. I was giving a story about a guy I went to school with.
This become a worldwide thing.
Don't tell me nothing about the world.
I understand that, but I'm saying
don't tell me about the world.
It has become a worldwide issue.
I don't want to hear it.
And because we exist in this world now, the discussion is now come to the Bahamas.
Listen to me.
That's all it is.
My schoolmate.
I don't smoke dope and I don't want to smoke dope.
He smoked grass in junior high. He came to senior high, he smoked grass. Then he left school, he smoked grass. He started making baby, he smoked grass. The baby then became teenagers. Him and the teenagers smoked grass. Then they started having children. He smoked grass. He's a grandpa. He smoked grass. My God, you've been smoking grass too long. All right? You're an old man smoking all this dope.
But you know,
now the FNM come talking, but marijuana
I don't know if it's
not,
the FNM.
What you mean?
I don't know if it's the FNM.
It is the FNM.
Name the group that has decided to come and have a town meeting on that.
They can't meet in the Bahamas unless the FNM allow it.
Okay, all right.
All right?
Okay.
I tired of these politicians who in their youth smoke up all this dope. Now, you wouldn't stop it. Y'all stop smoking up all this grass. All right? When they finish with us, we will not be able to mate with our wives. And they will turn us into a bunch of grass head. Anyway, I'm opposed to it. And I call on Bishop Delton Fernanda to turn them back. Don't forget, once they say you can smoke dope, who can be in charge of the agricultural production? Who's going to ensure that mothball is not put in the marijuana? They put mothball in the grass. and my neighbor's son went crazy. Who's going to ensure that? Huh? It's the works of the devil. And I wanted to stop. They haven't got nothing better to do? Huh? We're tired of that. Then look who we got. The deputy leader of the DNA. Chris. What Chris' name?
That's Chris Mortimer.
Chris Mortimer. I can't believe Chris Mortimer. There he is. I thought he was a Christian man. And Chris Mortimer is in the Bahama Journal or the Nassau Guardian. One of them. Let me see which it is. And there it is. Chris is talking grass talk. DNA still support marijuana law reform. I will know when you legalize marijuana, who all will get license to produce it. Agricultural production of grass.
Is it legalizing or decriminalizing? Which one?
If you decriminalize the marijuana, what do you think that means?
I don't know if it means
It
absolutely
means
that you're
it
legalizing
is not a criminal offense to be in possession of it.
Depends. I think it has something to do with small portions, Mr. Monica.
What small portion?
I don't know if the government. I don't know if the government is going to be encouraging people to grow marijuana fields and produce marijuana and sell it in abundance and export. I don't know if that's the argument. If the argument is decriminalizing marijuana because it has a lot of our young men in problems, I think that's the argument.
Who will reproduce the marijuana for once it is decriminalized?
Okay, well, that's an interesting question.
Huh? Will the grass be grown locally?
It sure is now.
Yeah, unlawfully.
It sure is now.
Will
we don't need to educate people growing grass. People doing it now.
Will the Rastas have the right to grow Kushomping? Kushomping? Huh? What this says?
But
I say it is the works of the devil.
But to be honest, though, Mr. Monica, that marijuana plant has been made by the Almighty God.
Okay, so God made monkey tamarind.
Yes, then everything has a use. Everything
God
has a
made
use.
cocaine.
Yes, Mr. Monica, every green seed bearing plant and every green plant has been made by God.
Tell me what.
All right, so
what God made marijuana for?
I can't come right out and condemn somebody because they're going to use a green plant. Only in this
I'm not condemning anybody.
Well, only in this instant is illegal in the Bahamas. And, as Christians, we are supposed to obey the laws of the land so long as it doesn't conflict with what the Bible teaches. But let me read something quickly here.
What the Bible say?
Let me just read something quickly.
Let me hear it, my spiritual advisor.
It says this, then God said, look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth and all the fruit trees for your food. And I've given every green plant as food for all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, the small animals that scurry along the ground, everything that has life. And that is what happened. And then God looked over all he had made and saw that it was very good. So, I mean, reality is we have that plant here with us. It's always been with us. The Creator is responsible for the plant.
That Kushomping was in the Garden of Eden.
It has to be. Where did it come from? Every green seed, bearing plant, everything's been created by God, Mr. Monica.
What about monkey tamarind?
Everything has been created by God.
So I could use monkey tamarind then?
I don't know if you could use it, but it has some purpose.
Well,
I'm sure of that.
To the Rastafarian. Jah Rastafari Mekonanai Heli Selassie I. The Caracoms are here, and they're pushing for the decriminalization of the weed. So y'all better go to it and see if this is just another folly to identify the I and put I and I in the computer.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Monica. Do you realize, and it's just throwing it out here, do you realize that the Bible doesn't condemn a person if they smoke?
Do you realize that in the Bible time they never smoke?
Says who?
Says I.
The Bible does not condemn a person if they decide to light up a cigarette, Mr. Monica. It may not be healthy, but I cannot go to a scripture and say, Mr. Monica,
there was no smoking.
You are sinning if you light up a cigarette.
Did Father Abraham smoke?
No, not to my knowledge, no.
Did Moses smoke?
But we have to call it what it is. Is it a
Did
sin?
Solomon smoke? My spiritual advisor.
I can't condemn anybody if they pick up a cigarette. I can't do it.
Behind me. You and the devil are on the same tape.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. Praise the Lord. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker. Thank you.
Well, folks, when we took the adjournment, I was complaining over the fact that the forces of evil and a wicked spirit that I should name so that I may shame it. This is the spirit of Jezebel. They think they can fool me, eh? This is an evil spirit, Jezebel. First, that spirit came here and told us that we were raping our wife. That's what they told us. Next, locally, CARICOM will be here tomorrow to discuss the legalization of marijuana. But the 1984 Commission of Inquiry exists. Y'all can cost me to go back into history and bring up old stories because y'all wouldn't stop this. I want y'all to stop it. We have Bishop Delton Fernanda. He's the president of the Christian Council. He now complains how the United Nations came here and caused one row to break out about man raping the wife. Now he sees the second maneuver, where a local body in the Caribbean, CARICOM, they're coming here to incite and excite our young people. I'm a grandfather. I don't want the young people to be smoking up all this bad grass. Don't. Please forgive me. I'm very conservative. You see, I'm 61. I ain't smoked dope yet. You heard me? I ain't smoked no grass. I ain't take no cocaine. This is a sober head. And I'm not going to allow the young men of my generation who smoke up all that dope and talk about that nonsense to now come, but they want it decriminalized. I don't. I'm going to resist them. I'm going to resist those who wish to put rape in marriage and resist those who want legalized marijuana. And I warn Bishop Delton Fernanda and the church, watch out what is taking place. 2018 has started talking about you raping. Sandra Day Patterson don't want serious man to take charge of serious man woman and put something on her. They don't want that. And I can tell you, show the people them Sandra Day picture. Get a picture. You mean to tell me y'all didn't get it ready? Well, put it on the TV. I want the people them to see. Well, if you can't find a picture, find the Chief Justice, who's now one of the presidents of the Court of Appeal, because they are for them like they can't make up their mind. One day, Sir Hartman Longley went to Government House to be sworn in as the president of the Court of Appeal. The next day, which is a demonstration of Carl Bettel incompetency, the next day, we hear that the president, who has been elevated from Chief Justice to President of the Court of Appeal, ain't complete his work. That is Sir Hartman Longley. He's been elevated to President of the Court of Appeal, but he ain't finished his work as Chief Justice. What Carl them doing? I mean, Carl has to know that you don't do it that way. Put the Chief Justice back up. All right? Carl has to know you don't do it that way. The first thing you want to find out from the judge, have you written all of your ruling? You ain't do your ruling yet? Well, you're going to have to remain the Chief Justice until you have completed your work. Next thing I know, Sir Hartman is invited to Government House, where he is sworn in as the president of the Court of Appeal. The next thing I hear among these grossly incompetent Negroes that he has now reverted to the Supreme Court to complete his work. Oh, I don't know what to do. I might as well just stay in a trance. You know what I'm going to do? We'll go back on cloud 7. It's a cloud 7 or cloud 9?
Cloud 9.
Well, I'm at 7. I go to 9. They make him the president of the Court of Appeal, but he ain't finished his work as Chief Justice. So the next thing I know, the retired Chief Justice, Sir Michael Barnett, he who was named an acting Justice of the Court of Appeal, is now an acting President of the Court of Appeal. So watch what is happening among my Negro people. The President of the Court of Appeal is Sir Hartman, who's gone back to the Supreme Court. And Sir Michael is now the acting. It's one ball of confusion. Let me take that call, and then afterward I'll come back to Rao. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
To you and the spiritual leader.
Listen.
How are you, sweetie?
I listened to the spiritual leader and speaks about the Bible. But if we go back in Revelation chapter 22, it speaks about every tree of the leaves, that the healing of the nation. And when you look at the United States right now, just 2 days ago, in California, they released the marijuana to all the shops in California. So
I'm not concerned about what the Americans are doing.
But I'm saying,
when you examine the 1984 Commission of Inquiry, it tells us that the problem of the transshipment of marijuana from Colombia through the Bahamas is because the majority of the people in the United States too late smoke dope. So don't tell me that. The Americans should stop smoking all this grass.
But this was just not just now. This being back in the 1400s. So.
Man, I don't care because I wasn't alive in the 1400s, but I was alive in 1984.
Anyhow, all I'm speaking on with the spiritual leader had spoken about the leaves that God had made the seeds.
Plants,
yes. And it was true. And you go and
what about monkey tamarind?
I guess you put it on somebody when you play in school.
What about monkey tamarind? God made monkey tamarind.
Yes.
Is the reason you got to study that and see what the monkey tamarind is all about?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Anyway,
Revelation chapter 13 speaks the same thing about the leaves.
Yeah, but what about monkey tamarind? Was it talking about monkey tamarind?
No, it is.
Because
you're missing the point. You're missing the point, Mr.
What
Martin.
makes you think I'm missing the point?
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing a point.
Yes, you are missing the point.
All right? Stop supporting
Let's go and find out what purpose.
Sweetie, Happy New Year. Let me finish Rao.
Yeah. God.
Happy New Year.
Have a great year, sweetie. Okay.
Oh, boy. So now, Sandra Dane Patterson, you have a picture? Put the Chief Justice back. Sandra Dane Patterson lived a life of privilege. Under the UBP, her late uncle, a former Governor General, Sir Gerald Cash, was the governor of the board at the real government high. When Sir Gerald, using undue influence, got Sandra Dane in government high. You heard what I tell you? That's what Sir Gerald did. Her my brother. Why should Sandra have been given special preference? Now, let's come modern. The man who was just Chief Justice, Sir Hartman, just been elevated to President of the Court of Appeal. He was a student. And complications developed, and he could not return to school. But when the students of Sandra Dane era discovered that Sandra was given special privilege because her uncle, former Governor General, Sir Gerald Cash, was using his influence, they went over in Angliston, found Sir Hartman, and told Sir Hartman if Sandra Dean Patterson could come to Government High, you return. Suppose those young people didn't go and get Sir Hartman to come. Justice would have been stabbed in its most vital parts. Because Sir Hartman Longley returned to Government High, he was able to complete his education and he was able to go off. And today, he is perhaps one of the greatest jurists in this world. I'm just trying to show you how Sandra had her way. They give Sandra everything. The UBP gave her. Then Penland and the PLP came. And what they did, they gave Sandra everything. And when Penland lost power, what happened? Hubert Ingram gave Sandra. Sometime I used to meet Papa and I used to complain. I said, Papa, look what Sandra doing. Papa would only giggle. But Sandra got everything she want. Then Papa lose. Christie came. Sandra was a part of some old broads who went to school with Christie. And Christie know their class. So Christie played class with them. And whatever Sandra want, Sandra got. If Sandra them thought that man was no good, PLP and the F&M went with them. 1991, Sandra had so much things. Next thing I know, Papa and Penling in 1991 amended and created what was called the Sexual Offences Bill. And the next thing we know, buggery, which was against the law, it was moved. Because these influential people, these were people with little color. Sandra got little color. Sandra got nice curly hair. Papa liked woman with curly hair. Christie loved woman with curly hair. Penland, that's what they did. So Sandra then was able to get anything. And they put all kind of things in the law that currently, you all don't have to believe me, but you can check. A woman's sweetheart could evict her husband from the marital home and then get the court to make him pay the rent and the mortgage and to keep him away. That's what Sandra them doing to man. They don't like man. They don't like us. They even don't like their boy children. They don't like us. I don't know what we did to them. They don't like us. Come up with all kind of laws. All kind of laws. That's what they do. Now, Sandra say, yeah, you're raping. And then when Lanisha Roll, a safe Christian woman, look at it objectively. Lanisha Roll throw a saving rope to the man them. She say, listen, it's two-sided the story. She's right. If a married woman say that her husband committed rape upon her, we ain't gonna hear what the husband say. At least you should hear what the husband say. Because the husband may say it wasn't rape. She consented. I don't know how they can prove it. So this is the foolishness that is taking place. Now we are heavy burden over putting rape in marriage. Now they want to bring dope. And I don't trust some of the dope they got. What kind of grass this is? Is this good grass? Will the grass be potent? What will the grass have? Who can grow this grass? Who is trying to legalize marijuana in the Bahamas so they can make big money? Who are these secret dope heads? Because this ain't for the average young man. And I know they are for them. As soon as marijuana is legalized, they will privatize it. Huh? You'll see F&Ms who've never done agriculture. Minister should hold his head in shame, right? Talking about this marijuana. I want it to stop. Okay? I want y'all to stop it. Y'all won't cause rape in marriage. Now we can have dope. Huh? Can you imagine? Marijuana is decriminalized. And I get my first smoke. Can you imagine if I get my first sniff of the Sensimania? You see, this is what these Negroes call nation building. Tell CARICOM, go home. Go home with your no good self. God forgive me for calling CARICOM No good.
Yeah, you better tread lightly, man.
Or
You fighting some high powers?
I mean, I'm fighting some high power. Huh?
Tread lightly, man.
Is this Cochon-Ping? What kind of grass? Is this the marijuana
Listen.
that smell like cow manure?
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Monica. If the government decides that they want to decriminalize or even legalize marijuana, do you have to smoke it?
Do I have to smoke
No,
it?
you don't have to smoke it.
But I may.
You don't have to smoke it.
But I may.
For those who want to smoke it, then they smoke it.
I don't want it decriminalized. I want marijuana to remain against the law.
The government has moved forward with regularizing the number houses, right?
I'm suspicious.
Do you have to gamble?
Listen to me.
Do you have to gamble, Mr.
I am
Monica?
suspicious because I know these people. I remember when they were smoking dope. One of them came to buy some grass
I think you're making a mountain of a
in
molehill, man.
Black Village. And then, when they made a mistake, I held a rally. And every one of them ran to Penland and confessed. Penland didn't know they were smoking dope. And they all went to Penland and said, Penland, we smoke dope. You hear me? And they were smoking dope. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon. How you doing, Senator?
Listen, I'm fine. What's on your mind?
Happy New Year to you, and good afternoon, spiritual advisor. How
Hey,
you doing, sir?
Anton, just recognize
Yes,
your voice.
sir.
What's happening, man? Happy New Year to you too, man. What's going on?
Same to you, sir. Everything good, man.
All well?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Everything is great. Every day above ground. Everything else is a work in progress.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to comment on this Cochon-Ping that the senator is talking about, the little woman, them,
Yes.
the children, them, and the man, them.
Yes.
Look, when I listened to the interview with Dr. Sang today, the Minister of Health, I was a bit disappointed. Right?
What did he say?
He pretty much jumped out front, stating that the government doesn't support this initiative. The government wants nothing to do with this, et cetera, and he's changing his talk a little now, right? I respect him as a very forward-thinking person and someone who believes in innovation. So I was a bit disappointed and surprised at his interview. But what I want to say on this matter is this. Look, this is a problem in our country that does not need to be a problem. If young men or young women are found at a second instance of abuse or a third instance of abuse to be abusing this Cochon-Ping, then there should be some steeper penalties involved. But to criminalize the lives of young Bahamian men and women and cause them to be brought into a dark place where it's very difficult for them to even gain employment or even get into university or whatever the case may be. Put things in place to better themselves, their futures and their family futures over a little Cochon-Ping. That is absolute nonsense.
How much Cochon-Ping must they be found in possession of? Because since the FNM came to power, all that has been slipping through this country is all kind of grass.
Yes, I don't disagree with you. And like spiritual advisor was saying earlier, there's a minimum quantity, which is a respectable amount. But look, hey,
really,
as
a daddy,
and my comment,
there can be no percentage of grass or drug. You hold on, my spiritual advisor. You hold on.
Be respectful to the caller.
Hold on. As a father, there is no amount of marijuana that is acceptable to me.
That's fine. That is fine. That is your
and therefore,
view.
I'm going to send them back.
I just don't share your view.
Okay.
All I want to do is end on this note. I want to end on this note, Senator. Not only do we need to review the laws as it relates to decriminalizing this Cochon-Ping situation, right, or this marijuana situation, there has been the commission that has been headed by Sean McQueen, QC.
What he said about marijuana?
And hold on, and co-headed by I think she's retired Supreme Court Justice Nordage, right?
What they say about grass?
They have identified about 70 different aspects of the Constitution that requires reviewing. And I would implore the Prime Minister, Hubert Minnis-led administration to kindly put a legislative review in place so that they can accomplish a review of our Constitution, or at least 25% of those recommendations within the next 5 years of their administration. Thanks for the opportunity, and God bless.
All right, all the best. Interesting.
He invoked the name of retired Justice Ruby Nordage. Where was that young man in 1979? When I think Ruby Nordage brought in Bob Marley to the country. It was the International Year of the Child, and a major controversy broke out when Bob Marley showed up with his soccer ball and his big fat split. And the next thing we know, all the young men start smoking dope. I ain't listening to Antoine because in Anton, because in 1979, retired Justice Ruby Nottage brought him here. And if I am not incorrect, Simeon Hall, if I'm not incorrect, Kaiser out. If I'm not incorrect, he either Kaiser out or he supported her. I listen to these people. 1979 was the International Year of the Child, and Ruby Nottage bring Bob Marley. Bob Marley said, if you smoke dope, you will be wise like Solomon. And my friend, he smoked dope, and he was an idiot. Anyway, I got somebody else on the phone. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? You better go to another line. Hello?
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 Hello, Mr. Moncur.
Darling, how are you?
How you doing?
Listen, I am fine. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Now, I need a favor from you.
To you and the spiritual advisor.
Happy New Year to you too.
But I need a favor from you.
Yeah, I am one of your old women them.
But let me tell you what is happening.
And let me tell you.
Yes?
That marijuana and that, I agree with you.
You with me?
100% I agree with you.
Okay.
And the marijuana destroy our children with Ruby Nottage them. All the children them smoke dope and the plants drop down and the bump the head.
That's right.
Okay, so now we don't need no more of that. We got to save the children.
What we can save?
We have to try save the children.
We can save the children.
That's right, because you bring that marijuana here, they're going to smoke it.
Yes.
I don't care what the spiritual advisor told, but the grass and the green spiritual advisor, you only got one child. And if you got a couple of boys in your house, you don't want them to do that. I wouldn't want my boys them to do that. Because we see what it's doing to the young men.
Yes.
Young men committing crime, and they raping, and they stealing. That's because the head full up with this marijuana.
Oh. Listen.
Thank you.
Hold on.
So marijuana is causing
hold
rape
on,
people?
my spiritual advisor. Are you there? Hello?
Uh-huh.
Now, I want you to know that Wednesday, January the 10th, is Majority Rule Day.
Yeah.
I'm marching with the PLP.
Oh, I coming.
And tomorrow, a PLP vice chairman, Obi Roberts, is going to join me here to discuss majority rule and this great march.
Where?
He's coming here on my show tomorrow.
Oh.
So you make sure you tune in.
Yeah, okay.
And don't forget, Majority Rule Day is a public holiday.
Oh, don't worry about that.
It's Wednesday, July 10. And we got a march. How does that?
Okay, darling.
Are you still one of the women them?
I'll never change from one of the women them.
This is powerful, and you still...
I love you, and I love spiritual advisor, but when he goes straight, I got to pull him back.
Oh, praise the Lord. You're a safe woman. Take good care.
All right.
God save the Queen. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my love. What's on your mind?
Not much, Mr. Rodney. I love you so much. I enjoy listening to you all the time. You're very knowledgeable.
I thank you.
But your topic you're speaking on today, kind of find it so ironic.
What is that, my dear?
The lady just now said that smoking weed will allow young people to rape and do that.
I was wondering about that, too.
Making a gun doesn't tell you to kill someone unless you actually pull the trigger.
Absolutely.
So smoking weed can't tell me to rape someone.
Absolutely.
It does not. It has beneficial for some people, and then some people abuse it. But you can't blame everyone because that's their choices.
Absolutely.
We have evil inside us, but we don't go around killing everyone. We just get angry and think negativity, but does we act on it all the time?
I am concerned from a point.
So we can't blame marijuana for some people's foolishness. We just cannot.
I hear you. But in 1994, I am guarded by the Commission of Inquiry where secrets revealed. And then in 1979, the International Year of the Child, I was a young man, just getting ready to marry, when NASA was taken over by unlawful drug smuggling, marijuana distribution, cocaine, snorting, and cracking. I am guided by history. May the devil and his dope go back to the Caribbean. This is Freedom March. Rodney Monk is my name. I scared at his grass.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. When we took our adjournment, my spiritual advisor and I, we were engaging some of the people them as I wage battle against those wicked people who thinks that we should now allow marijuana to consume our people. They do not know that I remember 1979, the International Year of the Child. They also do not recognize that I remember the drug abuse in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the drug smuggling, and the fact that many of the drugs, cocaine and marijuana, were contaminated, creating all sorts of mental, psychological, and criminal problems in this society, culminating in the appointment of a Royal Commission of Inquiry. And I want you all to leave these things alone, because you all can cause me to go back in history and say things. And then you all ain't gonna like it. You follow? So you all stop it. But I have somebody on the phone. Let me welcome that person to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Monker.
My love.
How you doing? And
Listen.
Advisor.
You're doing great. How about yourself?
I'm good, thanks.
Great, great.
Now, I listen to the show every evening.
Yes, ma'am.
It's the first time I'm calling.
Oh, welcome
Okay.
to Freedom March, my love.
Okay, but with this marijuana to do,
Yes.
I think we have enough crazy hair over the street.
It's the devil. Yeah.
In people's bags.
Uh-huh.
And already done base out from marijuana and other drugs. Now, I don't think they should legalize that, because I think if they legalize that, you lose the rest of the generation
Uh-huh.
on marijuana.
The FNM is wicked.
And then there'll be nothing more by breaking into homes just to buy marijuana.
And then it's Archer in them.
And this is it. And the spiritual advisor talk about the leaves of the tree. Not every leaf is good for healing. You can't drink every leaf.
Other than that,
So marijuana is not one of them. I don't think for healing, because if something will heal you, it wouldn't put you crazy.
So let me ask a question. Have you done a scientific research on marijuana to make such a statement?
No, I see what marijuana do to people.
No.
my spiritual advisor,
just
listen
give
to
me a
her
second.
argument.
But she missed my question. Did you do a scientific research on marijuana?
Did you do one, my
No,
spiritual?
I haven't.
Right. So before you make the statement, let's go and see what doctors say
What
that
doctor?
the marijuana
What doctor?
plant is actually good for. There's been a lot of research on marijuana, Mr. Monker.
Yes.
And some of it has been used for medicine.
All
A
kinds.
lot of it has been used for medicine. I mean, I don't smoke one. I don't care for marijuana. But what are the facts?
What marijuana did to many of our young people.
Yeah.
Put
Okay.
them crazy. So if something will put you crazy, that's not good for your healing.
No.
Okay.
Okay?
So
That's my
so
point.
marijuana sends
Listen,
people crazy.
I want you to stand with me.
That's sending crazy.
The FNM is the devil. They're working with devil organization. That's
I
what's
think
going
so.
on.
I think so. We don't need that anymore of that in the Bahamas.
We don't need that.
Legalize.
There's so much grass already. And
That's right.
And some of these grass ain't pure. It laced with lizard
Okay.
tail.
Thank you very much.
My neighbor's son, after he got tired smoking grass, he could not get high. So what did he do? He got a lizard, took the tail, according to reports, put it in the marijuana, and he went off into space. My other neighbor, his son was smoking grass. They put mothball. Next thing we know, he went crazy. I want the F&M to guarantee me that when they legalize marijuana, who gonna grow it? How we gonna know? This is pure Ku Shong Ping. How we gonna know? Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello.
So, how are you?
All right, and good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to the spiritual advisor.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
We can see if they're really serious about the woman then, because since they're bringing out things, I want to bring out Genesis chapter 32, where they show that the woman,
yes,
the original woman with these two, Jacob and Esau,
yes,
the original woman with the black one, when they can tell the woman that and stop playing around with all these crazy things, when they can tell her that.
They hide it.
Y'all have a blessed day.
I take too well, my brother. When they don't want her to know she is the original woman. Now the F&M ain't got no plan. They're encouraging Caracom to come here but talking grass. Somebody should go to the meeting and throw grass on there. Yeah. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, Mr. Moncur.
Hello, my love.
Okay, spiritual advisor.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, dear. Listen,
Good.
in a way, Mr. Moncur, I kind of agree with spiritual advisor with the leaves, right?
Okay.
For the glaucoma.
Glaucoma.
Right? Yeah, glaucoma, the eye disease.
Yes.
That's like a blurriness of the eye.
Yes.
And I personally,
yes,
I'm just saying it now.
Go say it.
I went in a little area where they were smoking the grass, right?
Yes.
The Rastas.
The Rastas.
And one of the guys mentioned that it's a healing too, and it would take the blurriness out. So he came to me and he just blowed some of the smoke in my eye.
Wow. And what happened?
And the blurriness I didn't have.
It gone?
Yeah.
Well, you made a mistake. You should have told Dr. Minnis, because he just went to the Princess Margaret Hospital to move. Hold on, listen to me. He just went and he moved his glaucoma. And I'm citing that Dr. Minnis is one of the greatest medical scientists in this country. And if marijuana smoke could move glaucoma, he would have known.
It does have
now remember I said the blurriness of it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then remember too, it's glaucoma and also, what's the other eye disease?
Cataract.
Cataract,
okay.
That's right. Now it's two, you got to be careful.
It's good for your prostate.
But you don't know, if I don't think Dr. Minnis had the glaucoma.
What he had?
I don't know, but I
What's
don't
the cataract?
He probably had the cataract removed.
Now, what about prostate?
There's no cure already for glaucoma. You only take medicine to keep the pressure of that eye down. There's no cure for glaucoma. But the eyes get blurry.
Since they blow smoke in your eyes, how has your eye been?
Well, it's still clear, but I was just in a position right then with some Rasta friends. You know?
The way you describe it, there is a special way the young people smoke. But we won't discuss that, because I don't want them to know I'm that smart, okay? But I thank you for letting me know. And if you find out if marijuana is good for your prostate, let me know, okay?
Okay, Sawanka, thanks.
This is powerful. You think marijuana might be the solution to prostate?
Well, no, I don't know. We should probably, next time we discuss this marijuana issue, just have some experts.
I don't want to hear from the experts.
On marijuana.
I was here in 1979 when they were smuggling all the marijuana and smoking it. I don't need to hear from them. I'm from Black Village. We had more grass in Black Village than many donkeys had to eat. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Okay. My Negro brother, why are you calling me and I'm on TV? Aren't you aware of that? Okay. Call me on the TV thing. I can tell you the number. Tell this man what this
That's the number. It's 323-7775.
That's one of my
That's 323-7775. But marijuana does have medical use.
My brother, when in Nassau,
it does.
Every everybody who I know use marijuana?
Medical research,
Man, stop telling me what these people say, man.
has proven that marijuana does have a lot of medical use. You
Is
can
it
use
good for your
medicine.
heart?
Okay, let's.
Is it good for your lungs?
I'm so sorry that I don't.
Is it good for your prostate?
I don't have all this information,
If
but I can tell you.
marijuana-
The next time you bring up this subject, I'll have all the information.
My
ready.
spiritual advisor, if they can prove to me that marijuana is the antidote to prostate problem,
you start smoking?
then I would listen. Because sweethearting causes prostate.
No. That's your opinion. That's not scientific at all.
Do you have prostate problems?
No, I don't.
So you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
That's not scientific.
Listen,
that's not scientific.
everybody in my
Stop that, Mr.
family
Monica.
who has prostate problem, it keeps me that. Hello? Hello, Mr. McKenzie.
Hello, how are you?
How are you, sir? What's on your mind?
I'm sitting here listening to your show.
Okay.
And I want to call for a little while now.
Well, welcome.
This topic of marijuana.
Yes.
Marijuana, the spiritual advisor quote Bible talking about it, but it leaves.
It's a plant. It's a plant that God made.
Speak, my spiritual advisor.
It said, God cursed the ground for man's sake to bring forth thistles.
Say what?
And he cursed the ground for because of what man did. You see, you said because the ground is cursed, it brings forth thistles and prickles and all these different things. That it has nothing to do with grass. You must keep your Bible. Your body must be.
What are you talking about?
Hold on, my spiritual advisor. Let him finish.
Grass.
He's talking about grass.
When you say grass, what do you mean? When you say grass, what do you mean?
Herb.
Okay,
Marijuana.
Marijuana.
Well, that's different. There's all different sorts of grass. You got to say what you're talking about.
Marijuana.
Okay.
Marijuana.
The marijuana plant. Okay.
Marijuana plant. Marijuana. The Bible says that must God put nothing into your body to defile the body, and marijuana defiles.
Where does it say that?
Huh?
Where does the Bible say that?
Marijuana.
No, hold on. Just hold on a second. Where in the Bible does it say you must not put anything in your body to defile it?
I cannot quote the scripture.
It is not there. It is not there.
My spiritual advisor, don't take advantage
we
of
have
that.
to keep
You
the caller
did
honest.
a similar thing.
He started off
Then you
wrong.
argued.
He started off
But you
wrong,
argued
so he has to be
similarly.
corrected.
Come, my spiritual advisor.
caller, I advise you to go seriously go take a look at your Bible again. Do some studying before you come on the show. Okay, so give me the scripture. I can go to define it.
Marijuana alternates the mind. It causes the mind not to be stable.
That is true.
Rum does the same thing.
That is true.
Cocaine does the same thing.
That is true.
Caller.
And so therefore, grass if you make grass illegal, you have a negative effect on this country.
Caller. What if I tell you that Jesus says there's nothing that goes into man that defiles him?
Stop it, my spiritual advisor.
What comes out. What if I tell you that's what Jesus says? Jesus says there's nothing that goes in the mind that defiles him. He says it's what comes out of the mind.
Jesus wants us to smoke dope?
It comes out of the mind.
Spiritual advisor. The mind, when he said, what goes into the mind?
Jesus says there's nothing that goes into man that defiles him. Jesus says what comes out. All right? Whatever's taken into your system.
I thank you for your comments, eh?
Yeah, go and do some studying.
And so therefore, what comes out is the after effect.
Jesus says...
My spiritual advisor, stop it. Jesus don't want us to smoke.
Listen, I have to correct this caller. Your body uses what it uses, and then it goes out into the toilet. That's what Jesus says.
Hold on. And the after effects of anything that goes into the body.
Yes.
Alcohol comes out. The Bible says strong drink wine and milk and strong juice raging. When you put it into your body,
does the Bible condemn drinking?
My spiritual advisor, do not miss what the man is saying.
This caller is on the wrong track. I must stop him.
McKenzie, I got two more callers.
Let me ask you a question. What does that mean? What does that mean?
We got two more callers, McKenzie. Take good care.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Thank you, McKenzie. My spiritual advisor.
No, if he's wrong, I have to tell him he's wrong.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
The Bible doesn't condemn drinking.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm one of the man them.
Oh, praise the Lord.
But I don't know what religion the spiritual advisor is from. Could you tell me what religion are you?
I follow Christianity, sir.
Biblical student.
I follow Christianity.
You just follow it. But which church you belong to, sir? Because you're confusing the whole situation.
I'm not confusing anything.
If you're a religious man and encouraging marijuana, people to smoke marijuana.
Did you hear me? Hold on. Did you hear me? Did you hear me say that?
Yes, you said that.
When you hear me say that?
You got to continue, man, to support Mr. Munker, but you're misleading yourself.
Listen. Just answer me this one question. Can you go to the Bible and show me where smoking marijuana is a sin?
Can you go to the Bible and show me where you can smoke marijuana?
You know that marijuana is not good for the body, man.
Who says that?
But I'm asking you, sir, which religion are you? Because I never hear about you in the Bahamas.
I told you.
I never hear about you about the Bahamas.
You want me to answer? You want me to answer the question? You want me to answer the question?
Listen, I got another caller. I thank you. We're going to rebuke the spiritual advisor.
Mr. Monica, you got to remember.
Hello, welcome to
that
Freedom
people
Match.
tell people all kind of things that you can't find in the Bible. They need to stop that.
But smoking dope is not in the Bible.
You got to stop that. The Bible does not condemn smoking, and it doesn't condemn drinking.
Does it allow smoking? The Bible says you can
smoke if you want to.
There wasn't smoking in Jesus' time. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Wow.
Hello, Mr. Monka and Spiritual Advisor.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Spiritual Advisor is absolutely correct.
What's that? The Bible says you can smoke dope?
The pure Kushung thing?
Yes.
The natural home grown in the farm without any chemicals and any embalming fluid on it is
Yes.
natural healings.
Okay.
It has many effects. Actually, when you smoke grass, you meditate and you think about peace.
You think
about peace and love. Now, if you are an evil person, no matter what you do, you could think evil. If you're what marijuana does, it brings out your personality.
So if I were to smoke some...
If you're a nice guy, it brings out niceness.
At 61.
If you're evil, you're just evil, no matter what you do.
Let me ask you a question. I'm 61. If I were to smoke some good, organic marijuana, what would that do for me?
Organic marijuana and natural papers.
Yeah.
They did a test on all the Rastafarians, and they are the most healthiest people on planet Earth.
Really?
Research it for yourself. Rastafarians are the most healthiest people on planet Earth. Next to the Seventh-day Adventists, and the rest of the people would do natural healings.
Really?
Of course, I'm 100% sure about it.
But I have to talk to my high priest.
You get bad marijuana with embalming fluid and stuff in it. That's not good.
How will the F&M guarantee us which is the good marijuana?
Because you grow it in a scientific lab with natural ingredients.
Okay, let me pray over that. I shall consult Rasta I.
Yes, sir.
Do well. Jah Rastafari.
Rastafari Selassie.
Mikonanai Selassie I say, I and I. Hello. Welcome to Freedom Match.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Monker.
Yes.
How are you today?
You're not smoking dope today.
You're looking very bright today.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, don't blame it on me. Blame it on bleach and glow.
I want to ask you a question. Do you have prostate problem?
My prostate? I have a prostate.
He asked if you have problems.
I have 2 prostate.
Yeah, but I say, do you have a problem with it?
Yes.
You have a problem?
Yeah, with my prostate.
Yeah, well, you told me, and I've heard you say this many times, that all your family who keep sweetheart has prostate. So why do you have prostate problem if you don't keep sweetheart?
I don't keep sweetheart.
But you say you do because you said all.
No, I don't. It's my family. Why are you trying to trap me? Listen.
No, you're trying to trap you.
You can cause.
You trap yourself.
Hold on, I'm not trapped. Listen.
You can nearly every day that you have prostate problem. All your family.
Oh, listen. You're going to cause domestic violence. You can cause that woman to take a frying pan and lick me. And Sandra them will not say I was abused. Okay? I don't keep sweetheart.
You got prostate problem.
Yes, I got prostate problem. My prostate. I have 2 prostate, and they talk to each other. You take good care.
Could you clear this up for me, please?
Go ahead.
No. Next caller. I'm not going to let this man is the devil. He's not safe.
Oh man.
You're not safe. Hello. Welcome to Freedom Match. Hello.
Mr. Monker.
Yes, my love.
Listen. You are knowledgeable. You keep us informed. We appreciate that, right?
Thank you.
And you have spiritual advisor there for a reason and a purpose there.
That is true.
He knows his Bible.
He does.
So when we have callers calling in, see, people use Bibles for just with everything in life to satisfy wrongdoing.
Including my spiritual advisor.
Relax.
Yeah, but listen, so now when spiritual advisor questions one, that where in the Bible is it found, don't push him aside. Let the person try to tell us, because we are learning. We learn from you, and we want to learn from spiritual advisors
you are so right.
We're holding Bibles outside here too.
You're right.
So when we hear, and if the person can say, we go to the Bible and look, see if it's true.
Right.
Just like when you educate us and then, we follow up.
You are so right.
You have him there for a reason.
This is true.
So give him the opportunity to question one and let them say where in the Bible it's found.
Yeah, but my spiritual advisor is also attempting to manipulate by telling us.
Sometimes I would say, but then when it comes to the Bible and he asks us that question, just give him that little moment to
I
see
shall.
if the
Spiritual
person,
advisor, the woman them have spoken for you.
Very
and
mature
I shall
call.
listen to her.
Appreciate that.
Okay,
God
thank
bless
you,
you.
Mr. Monica.
Yes, ma'am. Happy New Year.
And spiritual advice. Happy New Year.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Bye-bye.
You're one of the women them. I have anybody else on this phone? Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Anybody love marijuana? Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Moncur.
Yes.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Listen, I'm here struggling with spiritual wickedness in high places.
And listen here, I'm one of the women them, okay?
Okay.
Now, you talk on several subjects
Yes, I did.
that I disagree with, okay?
Well, listen, there is
listen here.
equality. Tell me what you disagree with.
Now, you said only young people supposed to have sex.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 63.
Oh!
Okay?
I hate to see old people having sex. Goodness of mercy. Huh?
Because you can't have it.
Oh, who said that?
You allow people
Hold on, stop
to
it.
enjoy themselves, okay?
Hold on a second. Who told you I can't have sex? I'm a married man.
No, you saying that old people shouldn't.
Right.
A lot of people ask you, what is old? And you never give a number yet.
Right. But listen,
Okay?
a good thing like sex is for young people.
No, Mr. Marco, I'm a married woman, and
Okay.
if I want to have sex with my husband
She can.
at 63,
She
why
can.
can't
Yes.
But
I?
I'm afraid. Let me tell you why I'm afraid.
Why?
Sandra Day and them might accuse him of rape.
Mr. Marco, would you stop your madness, please?
But take it from me.
Mr. Marco,
Yes?
I love you. I love you, but you talking foolish stuff. Hey, you trying to
Let
tell
him
me
know.
I supposed to just lay in my bed. My husband touched me.
Don't listen to Rodney.
And I supposed to have no sex.
Yeah,
no
don't listen to Rodney.
sleep.
He's
Listen,
wrong with
I'm
that.
going to exempt you. You're 63.
Yeah.
When you turn 64, come back for more consultation, okay?
All right, Mr. Marco.
You take good care.
Spiritual advisor, I love you, okay?
Love you too.
Yeah,
Have a
okay,
great
darling.
evening.
This is
Bye-bye.
powerful.
Thank you, Mr. Marco.
Okay, my love. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Monica,
My love.
Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to the spiritual advisor.
Happy New Year,
We
ma'am.
thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
The spiritual advisor,
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
that gentleman get Mr. Monica a while ago.
Yes, he did. You see that, right? I was happy he did that. He caught Mr. Monica in a trap.
Oh, you mean the old...
Yeah, because you say everybody who got prostate problems is relaxed.
Yes, but there's exception to the rules.
We had some great leaders in this country who had prostate cancer, you know.
Listen to me.
Be careful.
Listen to me. In the Bahamas, prostate cancer is caused by sweethearting.
That is your opinion, not scientific.
In my family, I'm not talking about the world.
Okay.
Every man in my family who's had prostate problem, when I examined, they were keeping multiple sweethearts. All right? But there's exception. Go ahead, my love.
Mr. Monica, can I just say quickly a shout out to my friend and grandma?
Of course.
Hi, Gloria Bullitt. This is from your friend Idel and also your friend.
Wow. Gloria Bullitt is your friend?
Yes.
Gloria Bullitt, if you are a friend of Idel,
Idel.
you are certainly a wonderful woman.
And Mr. Thomas also.
Thomas.
Yes.
Mr. Thomas, you too.
Okay. Thank you all very much.
Do well, my love.
Have a great evening.
Bye-bye. Spiritual
Man,
advisor.
Bye-bye.
These
Take care,
are
man.
the women down. Anybody else on the phone? My spiritual advisor, the government of the FNM ended 2017 terribly, where decent Christian men can now be accused of raping their wives.
I think the conversation is...
And then, of course...
There's no law that's been passed, Mr. Monica.
And then, of course...
They're having a discussion.
And then, of course, there's no discussion. Carl Bettel has told us that that woman never raised the issue with him.
But now the government is going to look at it.
Yeah.
All right, they're going to make some amendment to the Marital Causes Act. And
to do what?
And
how?
The Attorney General says that they're going to have a discussion along with the Christian Council.
I want him to
hear what their views are.
No. You have it with the men of the country. I want Carl to lead it so I could take him on and teach him history. All right? Carl, you better be careful. There can be no rape in marriage. And I call on the married women to rise up against it. Your body is your husband's body.
Yeah.
Isn't that so, my spiritual advisor?
That's what the Bible says.
And the woman should submit.
Absolutely.
And the man should submit.
Absolutely.
And they should mate.
Absolutely.
And lots of mating.
This is what the Bible teaches.
This is powerful.
Yes.
Oh, boy. You know, tomorrow I got to come back to this because I wasn't able to develop it. I'm very concerned that the FNM start 2018 with all this drug smuggling in the country. They start 2018 by bringing CARICOM to talk about grass. Huh? Now, our young people will be given carte blanche. They can smoke all kind of dope. We already have problems with some of our children them. And look at what the FNM can do. These are the same Negroes who 40 years ago was smoking all kind of dope. And now that they are grandfathers, they wouldn't turn away from their wicked ways.
We got some breaking news coming to social services.
What is the breaking news, my spiritual advisor?
I think they're saying it's been reported by the Tribune that social services director has resigned.
Who's that?
I'll have to go into the
As long as Lanisha role remain, I don't care who resign, because Lanisha is with the man. Lanisha is with the man them. Lanisha, get all the women to submit to their husbands. Don't listen to Marion Battle or Sarah Patterson. This is Freedom March.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.